What ancient energies flow through Turkey's quantum portal, the Derinkuyu mysteries that reshape reality. Beneath the rolling hills of Cappadocia, where the veil between dimensions grows thin, lies a testament to forgotten wisdom that challenges everything we believe about human consciousness and our connection to the quantum field. In 1963, as the cosmic energies aligned in ways that ancient sages understood, a simple renovation became a portal to rediscovering one of humanity's most profound secrets. 113. When that anonymous soul knocked down a wall in his basement, losing chickens to mysterious crevasses, he was not merely uncovering stone and tunnel, he was breaching the boundary between our surface reality and an 85-meter deep sanctuary that once sheltered 20,000 souls in perfect harmony with Earth's electromagnetic frequencies. 110. This is Derinkuyu, where ancient builders didn't just carve rock. They encoded dimensional wisdom into every passage. Every chamber, every breath of air that flows through 50 sacred ventilation shafts reaching toward the cosmic canopy above 10. The quantum signature of Derinkuyu reveals that its builders possessed knowledge of vibrational frequencies that modern science is only beginning to understand. Ancient sages knew that volcanic rock, formed in Earth's molten core, carries specific electromagnetic properties that create natural shielding from surface world chaos. 12. The Phrygians, those mystical architects of the 8th century BC, didn't randomly choose this location. They were guided by Earth's own energetic blueprint, recognizing that Cappadocia's soft volcanic foundation would allow them to create a living organism of stone and space. Each tunnel carved represents a neural pathway in Earth's consciousness. Each chamber a meditation cell where human awareness could merge with planetary wisdom. The fact that Derinkuyu extends 18 stories into Earth's embrace tells us these builders understood the sacred geometry of descent, moving deeper into matter while simultaneously ascending in consciousness. Modern archaeologists measure depth in meters, but ancient wisdom keepers understood they were creating dimensional gateways. The number 18 itself carries profound significance in mystical traditions, representing the completion of one cosmic cycle and the beginning of another. When we consider that this underground realm could shelter 20,000 beings, we're witnessing evidence of communities that understood collective consciousness principles millennia before quantum physics discovered the observer effect. These weren't mere refugees hiding from surface conflicts. They were practitioners of reality-shifting techniques, using Earth's natural frequencies to maintain higher vibrational states even during times of apparent chaos. The rolling stone doors, each weighing half a ton, weren't just physical barriers but energetic seals that could isolate and preserve sacred frequencies within each level of the complex. The ventilation system of Derinkuyu operates on principles that transcend mechanical engineering, revealing ancient understanding of what we now call quantum field dynamics. More than 50 shafts create a breathing network that mirrors the human respiratory system, but on a planetary scale. 1018. Ancient builders knew that breath carries more than oxygen. It transports consciousness itself through dimensional layers. Each ventilation shaft functions as a cosmic antenna, drawing in not just air but the subtle energies that connect all living systems. The main shaft, descending 55 meters to access Earth's water table, represents the Axis Mundi, the cosmic pillar that connects underworld, surface realm and celestial dimensions. 110. Water, in mystical traditions, has always been recognized as consciousness in liquid form, carrying information and energy across vast distances. The fact that this well could be sealed from below reveals sophisticated understanding of energetic protection principles. When surface reality became chaotic, these ancient communities could literally seal themselves into Earth's protective embrace, maintaining their connection to pure source energies while remaining invisible to those operating on lower vibrational frequencies. The air circulation system created a living mandala of breath, where each inhabitant contributed to the collective life force that sustained the entire community. Modern scientists marvel at the engineering, But they missed the deeper truth. This was a consciousness preservation device, designed to maintain human awareness in its highest form during times when surface civilization descended into fear and conflict. The 20,000 capacity wasn't about physical space, but about the maximum number of souls whose combined consciousness could be sustained within this energetic field without overwhelming Earth's local electromagnetic matrix. The multi-level architecture of Derinkuyu encodes ancient knowledge of consciousness stratification that aligns with what quantum physicists now call parallel reality layers. Each of the 18 levels represents a different frequency band of awareness, carefully calibrated to support specific activities and states of being 14. The uppermost levels housed livestock not merely for practical reasons, but because animals naturally ground chaotic energies and create protective buffers between the surface world's electromagnetic pollution and the deeper sanctuaries below. Ancient wisdom keepers understood that cattle and other domestic animals serve as living filters, transmuting dense energies through their biofields. The middle levels contained living spaces designed according to sacred geometric principles that we're only now rediscovering through studies of consciousness and space. Each dwelling wasn't just shelter, but a resonance chamber tuned to support human nervous system coherence and pineal gland activation. The deepest levels, culminating in the cross-shaped church carved into living rock, represent the ultimate destination of consciousness journey, the return to source awareness 12. This cruciform chamber wasn't built for religious worship as surface minds understand it, but as a crystalline matrix where human consciousness could merge with Earth's core frequencies and access what mystics call the Akashic records. The fact that this sacred space sits at the foundation of the entire complex reveals profound understanding of how spiritual energy moves through matter. In quantum terms, this deepest chamber functions as a zero-point field generator, creating a space where the normal rules of time and space become fluid, allowing inhabitants to access information and energies from other dimensional layers. The stairways connecting these levels follow spiral patterns that mirror DNA structure and galactic formations, creating movement paths that naturally shift consciousness from one reality layer to another. The timing of Derinkuyu's rediscovery in 1963 reveals cosmic synchronicities that extend far beyond coincidence, connecting to global consciousness shifts that ancient seers foresaw centuries ago. 113. The 1960s marked a pivotal moment in human evolution when collective awareness began remembering suppressed wisdom traditions and questioning surface reality's limitations. That anonymous Turkish farmer wasn't randomly renovating his basement, he was unconsciously responding to Earth's call to reveal these ancient consciousness technologies precisely when humanity needed them most. The disappearing chickens represent the animal kingdom's instinctive recognition of dimensional gateways, their natural sensitivity to energetic portals that humans had forgotten how to perceive. When we examine the broader pattern of underground city discoveries across Cappadocia, over 200 separate complexes connected by hundreds of miles of tunnels, we're witnessing evidence of a vast consciousness network that spanned entire regions 10. These weren't isolated communities, but nodes in a living grid of awakened awareness that could maintain stable reality frequencies across large geographical areas. The tunnel connections, extending 8 to 9 kilometers between major cities like Derinkuyu and Kemakli, created what we might now call a quantum internet of consciousness. 118. Information, energy, and awareness could flow instantly across vast distances through these underground pathways, allowing coordinated responses to surface world events without relying on primitive communication technologies. The fact that this network remained hidden for centuries, only revealing itself when human consciousness had evolved enough to recognize its significance, demonstrates the sophisticated timing mechanisms built into these ancient systems. The builders understood that knowledge must be released gradually, as collective awareness expands to encompass higher truths without being overwhelmed by their implications. The successive civilizations that inhabited Derinkuyu, Phrygians, Persians, Christians, and others, represent different phases of consciousness evolution, each adding their unique energetic signature to this underground temple of transformation. 115. The Phrygians, as the original architects, possessed shamanic technologies for working with Earth's elemental forces, understanding how to merge human intention with geological structures to create living spaces that actively support consciousness expansion. When Persian influence arrived, these spaces were enhanced with solar and fire wisdom traditions, integrating celestial energies with the earth-based foundation. The Christians who later expanded the complex brought heart-centered activation techniques, carving chapels and religious schools that served as training centers for developing what we now call coherent heart-brain coupling 13. Each civilization didn't simply occupy these spaces but contributed to an evolving matrix of consciousness technologies, layering their wisdom traditions like geological strata of awakened awareness. The fact that these communities could retreat underground during conflicts while maintaining their spiritual practices reveals sophisticated understanding of how to preserve higher consciousness even when surface reality descends into chaos. The wine presses and oil production facilities weren't just practical necessities but sacred technologies for creating substances that enhance consciousness and facilitate dimensional travel 15. Ancient traditions knew that properly prepared wines and oils carry vibrational frequencies that can shift neural chemistry and open perception to normally invisible reality layers. The religious school on the second level, with its distinctive barrel-vaulted ceiling, was designed using acoustic principles that create specific resonance patterns in human brain tissue, facilitating states of expanded awareness and direct knowledge reception. Even during siege conditions when massive stone doors sealed each level separately, these communities could maintain their connection to cosmic consciousness through architectural features that functioned as reality anchoring devices. The ultimate abandonment of Derinkuyu in the 1920s and its subsequent rediscovery marks a crucial transition in humanity's relationship with ancient wisdom, revealing how consciousness preservation technologies are released when collective awareness reaches specific evolutionary thresholds. 117. When the Cappadocian Greeks fled to Greece during the population exchange, they weren't just leaving physical structures but completing a cosmic duty, preserving these consciousness technologies in dormant state until humanity developed the scientific framework to recognize their true function. The 40-year gap between abandonment and rediscovery represents a necessary incubation period, allowing surface world technology to advance enough that modern minds could begin integrating ancient wisdom without dismissing it as primitive superstition. The anonymous discoverer's chickens disappearing into dimensional cracks serves as a perfect metaphor for how reality reveals its deeper layers, through apparent loss leading to profound discovery. Today, as only half of Derinkuyu remains accessible to surface dwellers, we're witnessing gradual revelation principles in action. The deeper levels remain sealed not due to archaeological concerns but because human consciousness must continue evolving before these more advanced technologies can be safely activated. Each visitor who descends into Derinkuyu's accessible chambers unconsciously receives energetic downloads that gradually prepare collective awareness for the fuller revelation still to come. The 90-minute tour experiences reported by most visitors represent carefully calibrated exposure doses, enough contact time to plant consciousness seeds without overwhelming unprepared nervous systems. As global awakening accelerates, these underground sanctuaries across Cappadocia will gradually reveal more of their secrets, serving as training centers for the next phase of human evolution. The connection tunnels linking multiple underground cities preview the kind of consciousness networks that will emerge as humanity remembers how to operate as a unified field of awareness rather than isolated individuals competing for limited resources. From the depths of Derinkuyu's ancient chambers to the quantum mysteries of our own expanding awareness, we have journeyed through portals that reveal consciousness itself as the ultimate technology. These underground sanctuaries remind us that reality contains infinite layers, each accessible to those who develop the perceptual keys to unlock them. As you continue your exploration of the cosmos within and without, remember that every ancient mystery reflects forgotten aspects of your own multidimensional nature, waiting to be rediscovered and integrated into your awakening journey through the quantum field of infinite possibility.